Hey guys, Joe here with Reasonable Media. So today I want to talk a little bit about why I think Donald Trump is officially Mueller-proof. Bob Mueller, for the past 18 months now, I think, you cannot turn on the news without hearing something about Bob Mueller, whether it's he's indicting someone new, or he's investigating somebody else. The news is always hungry for more Mueller information, in part because the guy's just silent. I mean, he says nothing. He's got no leaks. He's very thorough. And so the news is always hungry for more. And up until 2 weeks ago, it seemed like his investigation posed a real threat to the Trump presidency. But that's over now. And so why do I say that's over? Well, it's over because in the midterms, Democrats only won the House. And they lost, not only did they lose in the Senate, but they lost more seats than they started with, which is devastating for Democrats if you hope to remove Trump from office. See, the House doesn't have the authority to remove a sitting president from office. That falls to the Senate. The House can bring forward impeachment proceedings. But the trouble with that is Democrats in the House have already gone on record saying they're going to do just that. Before even, Mueller hasn't concluded his investigation yet. And so they've already went on record and said we're going to impeach. If I remember, about a year ago, there were 8, 9, 10 Democrats in the House who actually tried to bring a bill forward to do just that. And it went nowhere because it was clearly partisan. And so the problem there is that Trump kind of already has that one on deck, right? If they move to impeach him, he can spin that as it's just partisan politics. And it'll be difficult for Democrats in office to overcome that because they've already kind of revealed that's one of their political strategies. And so what's that mean? It means, yes, they can impeach Donald Trump, but ultimately it's going to fall to the Senate. Democrats right now, it looks like they're probably going to have about, 47 seats in the Senate. So they're starting with even fewer seats than they had. Republicans, it looks like they're going to be around 53. So for the Senate to remove a sitting president, you have to have 2/3 majority vote. 100 senators, 2/3. That means you need 66 senators to vote to remove President Trump from office. Democrats are going to have to somehow convince almost 20 Republican senators to defect from their party if they hope to remove Trump from office. And it's never going to happen. Particularly because Republicans in office just learned in the midterm elections that if you don't stand behind Trump, it's highly unlikely you're going to get reelected. Of all the seats that Democrats won in the midterms in the House, many of them belonged to centrist Republicans who didn't vocally support Trump the way that a lot of the other people in Congress do. And so that shows that now we've got an even more Trumpian Congress that Democrats somehow have to wield against the president, and it's just never going to happen. So what that means is that the Mueller report, regardless of what he finds, isn't going to prompt Congress to remove Trump from office. Yes, Democrats will impeach regardless of what it says, and they'll try to use that as a political tool to damage Trump, further going into the 2020 elections. But that's going to be the most they can do with the Mueller report. So what other options are there? If you're somebody who wants to see the president removed from office, what options do you have? Well, unfortunately, not many. If Congress doesn't do it, it's pretty much impossible. But there's one super far-fetched theory that I see get batted around the internet from time to time. Highly unlikely, but we'll go over it real quick. And that's the theory that somehow Robert Mueller is going to indict the president, right? Now, what you have to keep in mind is that Robert Mueller was appointed to this investigation, right? He was assigned to this investigation. He isn't a Democrat with a political agenda, trying to wield that political agenda against the president. He's just the investigator. So, and even if he did have a political agenda, Bob Mueller is a Republican. So it's even less likely he would even be compelled to want to indict the president. But even if he did, and I don't think that's likely, the Department of Justice already has on file a guideline saying that they don't believe that they have the authority to indict a sitting president. That's pretty important. That means the department that appoints Bob Mueller doesn't believe it has the authority, which means they don't believe he has the authority either. But let's say Bob Mueller just goes absolute renegade. Let's say he somehow abandons party affiliation and he is hell-bent on removing Donald Trump. And so he decides to indict the president in spite of the Department of Justice guidelines. He would still hit a big brick wall in the form of Mathew Whitaker, who Trump just recently appointed acting Attorney General. And even if it's not Whitaker, whoever Trump ends up appointing Attorney General, ultimately, Bob Mueller would hit that same brick wall. So the possibility that somehow this Mueller investigation is going to lead to the removal of office from Donald Trump, slim to none. I think the only, and I mean the only way there would even be a chance that it would lead to that is if somehow Bob Mueller gets his hand on a smoking gun. And I mean, it's got to be a big smoking gun. Evidence that Trump broke the law isn't enough anymore because people know Trump breaks the laws and they vote for him nonetheless. And so somehow Bob Mueller would have to find a tape of, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin joking about, how they rigged the election. And then after they joke about it, they stand up and piss on the American flag, right? Like it would have to be something that dramatic for it to move the needle in that direction. Highly, highly doubtful that exists out there. And if you're hoping that it does, don't hold your breath. It won't work out for you. And so that's why I think Donald Trump is now officially Mueller-proof. If you disagree with me, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know why. If you think I missed some reasons why Donald Trump might be even more Mueller-proof than I already think he is, leave me a comment, let me know. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe. This is a new channel, so every like, every subscribe, every share, it all helps out immensely. I'm deeply grateful. Thanks, guys, so far, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.